Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. I am with Eric of Sage News. We got another news story, and Eric, this is about an oil leak again, a pipeline leak in Southern California, right?
Yeah, it's becoming a pretty much well, twice a year situation just because of all the ships that are in that area. It's getting congested. It's very extremely congested, and once wind picks up or they start to try to set that anchor or they get moving around, they're going to start to drag pipes, and it's just happening. We've got the second time in a short period of time. And let me go ahead.
So you're saying, so this is literally caused again. This is the second oil pipeline leak from a anchor because of all of the ships that are in the same area down near Long Beach, San Pedro, right?
Yeah. So basically what happened is, and this is an article out of G Captain, and it's a new pipeline leak in Southern California. And it happened over the weekend. California Office of Spill Prevention and Response confirmed that the DCOR LLC was identified as the responsible party after the report of the sheen off the, bad with names, Boson Chai State Beach, adjacent to Huntington Beach.
Boso Chica.
Yeah, that'll work. So basically and what happens is as these ships start to set their anchor, you drop the anchor, you pull back and you drag the anchor and it sets. Well, as you got tides coming in, you got weather coming in, and eventually sometimes that anchor slips. And when that anchor starts to slip, it starts to grab anything until it locks on. And because of the congestion in this anchor area, it's just causing a lot of ships that shouldn't be in spots that, they should be at. They shouldn't be there. And they're dropping these anchors to try to get locked in, and they're grabbing pipelines.
Well, and what's crazy to me is, so it looks like divers are coming down on Tuesday because they've got to wait for the weather. Because I don't know if you could hear it, but rain's just pounding on the side of my house right now. And it's pretty nuts in California, which is great. We need the water, the rain. But the thing is they had to shut down that pipeline. So this could possibly cause a disruption in oil service. But it just is a sheer sign. And what I'm worried about, and what do you think about this? The sheer amount of boats, they're going to really try and force them into deeper water, it seems like.
Yeah, they're pretty much trying to do that as it is now in regards to, because they're saying pollution and stuff like that. And the issue with that is as they push boats further out, they're going to be into currents. They're going to have to keep their engines running. And those costs are all going to be passed down to us. If you can park your car or park your truck and wait, shut it off, it's cheaper than if you have to be out there idling your car, waiting for something, for work to happen. So as we push them out to 150 miles or 200 miles off, where they want to push them out, they're going to start to charge us or charge back down to the person buying the product and pass those costs on. When that happens, that eventually gets to us.
Well, how many ships do you know offhand are down there right now waiting?
I think the last count was like 95, if you counted the ones that were still sitting down below. I've showed it a couple times on some of my channel, how they're just, you can see it that it's less here, but they're all down south, just kind of waiting to come in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what happens is the anchor area, when bad weather comes in, like wind and stuff like that, the port says, hey, can you guys all get underway? Because we don't want you kind of blowing around with these high winds. So when the wind kicks up, they send the ships out. The ships leave, then they come back in and they have to reset anchor. So now you have numerous times of setting anchor and possibilities of catching pipes.
Wow, that's absolutely blows me away. It sounds funny. Another YouTuber is calling me. Sorry if I had it on, but I have a feeling they're calling about the same thing. So it is absolutely crazy. So what else in closing? And guys, Eric said his channel, if you haven't heard of Sage News, check out Sage News on YouTube. I want to make sure you guys know that. Eric, what's going on also with the supply chain, with the shipping container situation down in Southern California? Have you heard anything lately?
Well, they are working on a lot of stuff they were doing was trying to clear these containers, because what's happening, it's like it's almost like Tetris, right? You can only fit so many containers in one spot. So some of the stuff that they were trying to do was clear the containers and move them. But what they did do, which I thought was interesting, I watched a supply chain video with the president and his task force, is they just said that they just used the threat of charging all of that money to make people do things. And the first thing that came to my mind, because I know customers that did it, they said, look, I'm not going to order. I'm just not going to order because I don't want to be possibly stuck with this extra fees for it sitting there. So I thought that if they were just using that as a threat and they were never going to use that, well, then the only people it's really going to affect are the business owners that wanted to buy product and get it in here, that just made a decision, I'm not going to risk it. So I just thought that was I don't know, interesting thought process behind it. Let's just use it.
I love how you're picking your words nicely. Yeah. You know, it's crazy because we don't know which way this is going to go. I mean, 96 ships, 95 ships is still insane that they're sitting out there.
Yeah.
And to think of what's going on with the cargo, the moisture, it's not supposed to be in those sea trains for that long.
Absolutely.
And so how many returns are going to happen? How many people are going to abandon this cargo? Or if the cargo makes it to these stores are going to get flooded by the spring.
Right. And I did see an article that she lost like $1 million in sales, and I'd have to pull it up, it was a while ago, just because she missed her opportunity to sell, right? Because you have that opportunity to sell for Christmas. People are coming in, it's that boom for Christmas, and that Christmas thing's over. Now her opportunity to sell, because she does a lot of like Christmas type goods.
Yeah.
Now that opportunity's over for her to sell, it's like she's out of luck. So she's looking at this, when this container comes in, it's a complete loss to her.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Q4 results on Wall Street. It's going to be, I think, pretty bad. So, well, cool. Well, in closing, is there anything else you want to talk about with the oil slick, or anything that other?
No, if everybody would shoot over to my channel and hit the subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 10,000 by the end of the year. I'm cutting it close. I got like 400 to go. So if you can hook me up like a tow truck.
And you know, the Economic Ninja is about helping build other channels, because there's a lot of smart people out there, way smarter than me, and I really enjoy Eric's channel and doing these videos. Thank you so much, Eric.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man. With that I'm out of here. The Economic Ninja is gone.